Today on the channel, we inject some poison into the WWE Mattel Elite line with Ruthless Aggression Series 3 NWO Kevin Nash.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got Kevin Nash from Ruthless Aggression Series 3, the Walmart exclusive line. But for all your non-Walmart exclusive wrestling figures and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And you got to get a deal out there, as you guys know. 10% at Ringside. Been going on for a while now, and all kinds of good stuff over at Ringside, as you guys do know. But like I said, these aren't over there quite yet. I don't know if they ever will be, but we've seen exclusives over there in the past. You never know what might happen with stuff like this, especially with the distribution woes we've seen with the Walmarts and Targets. I guess not so much Targets. The Legends line doing pretty good. This Ruthless Aggression line, the Superstars line, some challenges in distribution, to put it mildly, there. So it'll be interesting once Series 3, because honestly, Series 2 hasn't even hit the stores yet. But we've got Kevin Nash here today in Series 3, and we're going to dive into it just like we do all the other reviews here on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's look at old Big Sexy himself, but I think at this time he wasn't too sexy. This was really the rough time of the NWO and the WWF, of course. We remember injecting the poison into the veins, things like that. Definitely a different time for the NWO, and probably not their most fondest memories as a whole. But very cool packaging on this one. I do like the difference. I like the kind of black colors, the red and the white, looking really good. Of course, the big bubble window. We love the plastic prison. Mattel's still giving it to us. We got the Ruthless Aggression logo, Elite logo, WWE logo. Big Sexy right there. Look at this, so sexy right here. Look at that hair on that guy. Looking good. Kevin Nash on the side. Here's old Kevin on the side here as well. WWE logo above him. On the other side, we got Ruthless Aggression. We got True Effects. We got Certified Authentic. We've got Kevin Nash right there on the package. And then on the back, we got the old cross-sell at the bottom. We're going to unbox all these guys on the channel eventually. John Cena, of course, Shelton Benjamin being his stablemates in Series 3. We got the old cross-sell, like we just talked about, but then you got the blurb. We got the tail of the tape. We're playing all the hits back here. Let's see what it says about our old pal Kevin Nash here. From Detroit, Michigan, land of Little Caesars. Oh, everybody loves a little bit of Little Caesars, and of course, unless you don't. I remember the old days of Little Caesars when they give you the two pizzas like side by side, and you get the crazy bread in the middle. Oh, simpler times, simpler times. None of that $5 fast stuff anymore. Had a better taste to it back then. Maybe it's just my old age, I don't know. But a lot of great Friday nights with my friends, a lot of video games, a lot of pizza. We'll say that at the end of the day. Pizza. From Detroit, Michigan, 6'10". How about that? My dad would have to look up to him. Just barely, though. Just barely. My dad's 6'8", but he's 6'10". 328 pounds. Finisher, of course, the Jackknife Powerbomb, always a favorite of mine. Career highlights, WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion. Big Kev and the rest of the original NWO, Hollywood Hogan and Scott Hall, returned to WWE to inject it with a lethal dose of poison. How about that? Now, I don't read the copyright on these before I get here, so I think if Robert from Mattel ever needs to take a vacation or something happens or he moves on to another line, man, Mattel, sign me up. I'm easy to hire. I'll write the copyright on these. We're on the same page, Robert and I, so I really like the blurb back there. Good fitting blurb. I'm all in on that. The best of Ruthless Aggression background looks really, really good. Love that, of course. See you later, off to the races. Up high, there it goes. And we get Big Sexy himself, looking sexy as ever. All black at slimming, making that 328 look like 299 is what it's doing. Get extra hands with him, all the fun stuff. Let's pop him out of the package. There it is. And there it is. And see you later. Goodbye. All right, let's break this down. Let's start with these hands first. He's got the two sweet hands. He's got the gripping hands. This is a kinder, gentler, Big Sexy Kevin Nash here. Has no fists of fury on this one, but we do got the opposite hands, so you can choose your own adventure. You can do the double up, or you can do two gripping hands, whatever you want to do with them. But hands are hands. We've seen them before. Now we're going to dive into the old Kevin Nash figure. Looking good. I love the Soft Goods NWO shirt. It's always fun getting some Soft Goods shirts. Definitely preferred to the Polly Pocket. Or even the cut-off one that goes over that's plastic. The Rey Mysterio version. We've seen it with Kevin Nash in the past as well. But a very, very interesting one here. Very interesting Kevin Nash. Not my favorite era of Kevin Nash, like I said, but definitely interesting. I think if somebody handed me this head, I would say, yeah, that's Kevin Nash. I think you know who this is. He always looks interesting with the blonde hair compared to the kind of blacker hair he's had. But he went back and forth. He even had kind of black with blonde highlights and stuff. But we do get the ponytail version. Now, we're going to do comparisons later on in this video, as we always do. But I am pretty sure that this is a redo of his... I think it was a ringside collectible exclusive of his NWO Wolfpack one. So we're going to compare that in a second. But I believe that to be the case just by the looks of things here. I said I love the soft goods shirt. Of course, NWO, the black and white attack. Of course, this shirt is removable, which is always nice. And the cool thing about this figure, you can kind of choose your own adventure. Do you want the shirt on him? Or do you want him in his singlet here? His NWO singlet going on. Has NWO right in the front, looking kind of good. It's a lot like the Booker T Ruthless Aggression figure where he's got the track pants, we'll call them. You take those off, he's got the NWO tights on. A little bit of a 2-in-1 figure. You can almost say the same thing here. A little bit 2-in-1 depending how you want to display this. You honestly could give this NWO shirt to Booker T, have Booker T in his NWO gear, and then have big sexy Kevin Nash right here rocking the NWO as well. So you really can do that and building out that WWE NWO if you need to. But let's walk through this one a little bit more here. So we do got the black singlet painted on, NWO logo in the middle, looking good. No paint discrepancies, no issues. Got a nice black belt going on with a little silver, breaking up the monotony of the black color. He's like a young Johnny Cash here. A lot of black going on with big sexy Kevin Nash. He's just big sexy to me. I just love big sexy, even though he's technically not big sexy at this time. But he does look really good in the singlet. They got his tattoos on his forearm, his bicep, of course. Looking good there, no issues with any of that. Articulation, arm goes all the way around. Bicep cut, of course. Double jointed, pinless elbows, playing all the hits, folks. Mattel, they're tuning up the band. They're playing all the hits tonight. A hits cover show tonight is what we're getting here. Hands removable, of course, back and forth. Looking good there. Waist articulation. Ab, extremely tight ab crunch. I love that. You guys know we have some loosey ones every once in a while. It is a little bit defeating from time to time, but extremely tight ab crunch here. There's the head removable. Head easily removable on this one. We always love to see that as well with some of these newer ones. Get the two sweet hand over here looking really good. We've seen that before. He can do those big sexy splits if he needs to. If he needs to, you know, go to Little Caesars and jump over the counter and get after somebody, he could do that as well. You got a thigh cut. I love that the thigh cut is really hidden in the folds here. That is really good sculpt. Very clean looking, of course. Double jointed knees, not pinless, of course, as well here. And then you get ankles back and forth, side to side. For all intents and purposes, this is similar to like the greatest hits where they're updating older figures, new face scan technology, pinless joints, things like that, getting the most out of your molds. And like I said, you can kind of fool some people with this one because we have, I believe, seen this head in the past. Does he fit on Ringside Collectible stand? Make sure you get the Mattel stand. Make sure you use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. What do you know? He fits like a glove. But let's grab another one. And there's that NWO one I was talking about, the old WCW ringside exclusive, I believe it was at the time. This is kind of the update version of this, but actually not totally updated. We got different pants here. You got the kind of flare on the side on the ringside one, so a little bit different there. Yeah, it is different. Different belt. There's a lot of differences here. And I was almost going to say the head is the same thing, but I think... Is the hair the same? Yeah, it is. I think this is the same head, but this is just the old face scan technology compared to the new, but you got the same exact hairdo going on, just colored differently. So there is reuse here, but man, it's funny. I like this figure. I have no issues with this figure, but boy, it just feels old. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, I don't know. At this point, it's probably 8, 9 years old, something like that. But boy, it feels different in hand than these new ones. I mean, there's been so many improvements over time, but as we always say on the channel, constant learning, constant improvement. That should be a focus every day when you wake up. How do I get better? How do I improve? And Mattel, that's what they got to do to stay ahead of the curve and stay on top of the game like they are. And that's what they're showing here. I mean, you can see they've come a long way in 8 years, for sure, right there. So we do got that Kevin Nash. Of course, we do get the... Was this the Kevin Nash we got before? As I look over my Kevin Nash collections over here, Diesel collection, things like that. I believe this was the last Kevin Nash we got, and this was the Legends Target exclusive back in the day. So a different version of NWO. That one has the rehash of the same pants between these two, but different versions here I really do like. I like the differences here. Same character, and he's not a colorful character. He's not a masked character. He's not a face paint guy. He's kind of a hairy bipedal creature in some ways, but he does look really good here. I like the differences here for this character. or whatever you want to call him, of Kevin Nash. Of course, you can't have this Kevin Nash without his friends. They're going to inject that poison. You got to get Scott Hall, I believe, what was this, WrestleMania collection like 3 years ago? Something like that. And then the brand new WWE Mattel Hollywood Hulk Hogan here, of course. So you get kind of the NWO version of the WWE at the time. So it's something a little different here. This isn't a bad little gig. You put Booker T in here, maybe Shawn Michaels in NWO gear. I have to think that's going to come down the line as well. But all in all, I like this Kevin Nash more than I thought. It feels a little plain Jane, or looks a little plain Jane in packaging. But to put these guys together to represent this era of the NWO in the WWE works really good. So this could be the sleeper of the set. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But a very, very good one, and one I'm happy to have in my collection. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You picking up this Kevin Nash Ruthless Aggression figure? You passing? You playing the long game? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. You might as well like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. As you guys know, we got videos every single day. Yes, you heard it right. Every single day we got videos on this very channel. So make sure you hit the old notification bell. You don't want to miss any of those. And we got even more content, if you can believe it, over on the old Patreon channel. Link in the description below. Bonus videos, Q&As, early access, you name it. A lot going on in the old Patreon channel. And best of all, you do support the channel. And you can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And then don't forget to hit me up and follow along over at social media. SirPaul64 is where you're going to find me on Twitter. Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the NWO, I am Kyle. I will see you guys all real soon.